And this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in, tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, co-hosted by my buddy and traveler and superstar on the internet and all that stuff. And he even did a show live on our feed here, Mr. Jeffrey Fernandez. What's going on, Jeffrey?
Hey, what's going on, Doug? Nothing much, just kind of hanging out.
Good. So, do anything this weekend?
This weekend, no. My wife went, she's visiting her best friend in Alabama. So I'm kind of just hanging out by myself with the puppies past few days. So just kind of, a little mellow, quiet.
Okay. I'm still trying to get all this stuff set up so we can get in here. Oh, come on. Stupid multi-purpose crap. All right, let's see if I can make this work here. Bam. Let's see here. There we go. Yep. So we did our Toys for Tots. 2 weekends ago? Same as you, right? I did some bowling last weekend. It was
Nice.
It was fun, except for so I averaged, just for you guys that know anything about bowling, I averaged 241 for 6 games. And 1 second, this is cool stuff. And I ended up making $0. So
That's not good.
no. Yeah, dude, that's a very good score in most instances. But I was bowling a thing called handicap tournaments where they give people that aren't as good as you extra bonus pins. Well,
Oh, doesn't sound fair.
it's a way to make it fair, and so they did that. So I ultimately what it did is I ended up breaking even for the weekend. So then Sunday I figured I'd hedge my bets and went and bowled another tournament. This time it's what they call no tap. So that means if you get 9 pins, they give you a strike. But like a dumbass again, I decided to bowl that tournament, and it was once again, it was a handicap tournament, and where are we at here? Okay, it was a handicap tournament, and so I bowled. I only get 5 pins of handicap in these tournaments, and so I bowl. I go. So in case you don't know, a perfect game is 300.
Right.
So I bowl 290 plus my 5 pins handicap, so 295. Game 1, 295. Game 2, and I lost in every single thing I was doing, and then 300 game 3, but it didn't matter. But because I can consistently bowl and get good scores, I ended up making like $400 for the weekend. So not horrible, but good Lord, man. I got to stop bowling all these handicap things because, when you don't get much handicap, you get your butt kicked in these things. So I gotta calm that down.
I like to do that in golf too.
Yep, they do it in golf also. All right, guys. So let's get started here. We got Ben Barnett started a new audio company. It's called Ruthless Audio. Why don't you introduce yourself, kind of some of your background in car audio and a little bit about your company.
Thanks for having me, Doug. My name's Ben. I've been in competition car audio for about 5 years. John Nolte actually got me into it. Won Autorama about 5 years ago. He had a beautiful build out there. Since then, just been competing in car audio. Had about 6 builds. Try to go to every show. Try to give back as much as I can, or at least give money at shows that are low in attendance, just to keep having them, because I do enjoy going to these shows. And just try to stay positive while we do it.
Yep. Wow, my speed is super slow. I'm only at like 200 megs. That's not good for me. I pay for 1 gig, and I'm only getting 200 megs right now. That's driving me nuts. Anyway,
Mine's probably pretty poor too. I live out in the nowhere for internet service.
Right. So, all right. So Dave Bradshaw popping in there, Moises popping in. So one of the builds that you have going on is the hearse. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the hearse?
So we've been building the hearse for about 4 years now. It has thousands of hours in fabrication in it. I think I've upgraded all the equipment in it about 3 times. Right now it's being done by Benjamin Dotson, who does a lot of fabrication. He does a lot of Amprax and stuff out of Lotus, California. But he has the hearse right now. The doors are 180 on it. He suicided the doors. It's a full steel cabin, full steel enclosure. The only pieces of the hearse that will not be steel will be the baffle, the port, and the loading wall, and the doors. The doors will be stacked, pabbed, and done at Gailey Audio. Hopefully we can get it here to Gately to make some measurements soon. Right now, a little bit of the driver window framing needs to be done. The last airbag needs to be put on, and the cup needs to be cut for it. Then it can be trailered to Gately's, and then Gately can take his measurements. We'll trailer it back to Benjamin's, hopefully polish it out, because it should be fully polished when it's done. Hopefully it looks like a fishing lure when it's done.
Yep, it's supposed to be shiny silver and then clear coated, right?
Yep. So it's going to be all steel and clear coated.
Yep. So I mean, if you guys haven't had a chance, go check out Ben on what's your Facebook page that you have all the video or the pictures and stuff on?
My Facebook has been THF Ruthless Barnett, and then I also posted on the Ruthless Audio Facebook site as well.
Okay. Jose Ramos checking in.
So Ben, what is the intention of the hearse? Is it going to be demo? Is it competing?
It was originally built for Extreme Cyclone.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't know if Extreme Cyclone. I still don't know a lot about Extreme Cyclone and who all the competitors are in it right now, on how big of a class it is. But it's tuned 2040. So it's tuned 6th order 2040. So it's meant to mostly play 20 hertz, meant to play lows. So it's not meant to be super loud burp car. It's meant to play music for a long time, hopefully.
Well, the world champion in Cyclone demo Extreme is actually here in Texas. It's DD Tank. Yeah, so he plays the lows. I think he's breaking 60s, but I've seen some demo wall cars hit 60s, so it's kind of open right now.
Yeah, so we'll see what it does. Hopefully, it does good numbers. I plan on putting quite a bit of power to it, so force it to be loud if I have to.
All right. So speaking of what kind of power you're gonna stick to it, what brands are you gonna run?
So Ruthless Audio amps, obviously, 8 8500s, 5 1500.4s. I have 32 Neo Sky Highs for the doors, 16 of their bullet tweeters, for the mids and highs. 450 amp hour of the C-Max 5 amp hour cells. 8 JVF Customs 4.0 18s.
Okay.
And I think that's about it.
Tyler Louderback says, better do a 60 in Park and Pound.
Oh, Mecca. What is the highest Park and Pound right now?
Like a 45.
45. Wow, that's a pretty lofty goal then here, huh? 60s?
Yeah, that's pretty lofty.
Hey, it's possible. I
no,
guess.
absolutely.
Dream it, you could achieve it.
Yeah, dream it, you can achieve it. That's what they say, right?
You got enough money, you can do anything, I guess.
I got remove. I got some check out my hot sister photos. I guess I can remove that person. Report message, pornography, sexually explicit material.
Oh,
Report.
no.
We will remove it. There we go. Got rid of that person.
We're getting too popular. We're getting too big.
Yeah, we're getting some Christian Jensen popping in. Justin Stolman. Speaking of Justin Stolman, today's installment's brought to us by Stolman Transportation LLC, along with lots of Watts, Crossfire Car Audio, and P&N Customs out of Minnesota. And we got our normal people chiming in there from Barbados.
Nice.
I forgot what they call themselves, Barbadians or dang it, I forgot what they call them. Bajan. That's right, they're Bajan. That's
Bajan.
that's what somebody from Barbados is, the Bajan. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about your amplifier. So you just recently started an amplifier. You got your first group in and of stuff, and tell us about it.
So placed an order with S&I about 8 months ago for 500 amplifiers. We carry a 1500.4, a 2300.1, a 4500.1, and an 8500.1. I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with the way they look, the way they sound. Just trying to bring something, especially, obviously want to sell things nationwide, but I'm do a lot of local, competing, wanted to bring something to the local competitors that we could back, our repair centers out of Washington with priority repairs, so we can get, amplifiers in and out. And I just want to have a place down here that we can represent and have, nice, dependable things and be able to warranty them out quick.
Justin Stolman chimes in. I'm actually running a Ruthless 85.1, 14.4 in 2023. So he said he's going to bring a car out and he'll actually be running your amplifiers.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. So I saw Steve Meade did a test to destroy or something on him or something like that. How did that go?
No, that was Gately's.
Oh, Gately's. Okay.
That was Gately's.
All right.
Yeah.
So who tested? I saw somebody tested yours.
So Jones Subwoofer Solutions out of Utah did a dyno test on mine.
Okay.
They did very well. So far, we're going to do lower voltage testing here soon as Jones can get some time on the 8500 and the 4500. But right now, we have the 15-volt numbers, which are really good. The 8500 did 11,400 watts at 15 volts.
Okay.
And the
so
4500.
What's full retail on that?
We list them for $15.99. They're promoed for $13.99. I don't know how long we're going to keep the promo going for, but right now I have the 8500 for $13.99, the 4500 for $7.99, the 2300 for $3.99, and the same with the 1500.4 $3.99.
Okay. And so $1,600 or $1,600 full retail, $15.99. You said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
you're getting 11,000 watts for that cost, roughly.
Yeah, at 1 ohm.
At one
If as
ohm.
long as you have the electrical.
As long as you have the electrical. You guys listening to that? As long as you guys have the electrical, you guys will see 11K out of it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's rated 8,000 at 12 volts, but I mean it'll probably do a whole lot more than 8,000 at 12
Mhm.
volts.
There's my daughter chiming
Right.
in, Kelsey, saying hi to everybody tonight.
Hello.
Been a while since she's popped in here. Um,
Hello.
but yeah, Ben probably's met my daughter before. Oh yeah, you've been to the Reno shows. She used to help me in the Reno
Mhm.
shows, and she was actually helping me at the local events from the time she was like 11 years old till she moved out. So she was doing it for a long time, helped me at the shows. When you've been doing shows for 22 years, there's been a few people that have helped you along the way, for sure.
Yeah.
Tyler Louderback mentioned he clamped 7,200 watts at 1.7 ohms this weekend.
Which amplifier is that? The 8500?
That's the 85.
Oh,
The
okay.
85. There you go.
Nice.
I mean, he's running up on 2 ohms and was still getting almost rated power. So
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
They do really well, and he's only wired at one rising. I have another friend. I think he's rising to like 3.7, and he's getting around like 5 out of each of his.
Okay.
Well, also wired at one. So I mean, they're definitely making great power for sure.
All right, and so what kind of voltage are these guys getting? And I mean, because it takes power to make power, right?
I think Tyler Louderback is somewhere like 13.9, 14 volts.
Okay.
When he's making that power.
Lithium bank, or is he doing AGM?
Yeah, it's a yin long bank dropping to 14, and then the other guy is all headway and charges at 14.8 inside of a Mercedes.
Okay, what's a headway? I'm not familiar with that one.
A headway is like a 14.8 and lower lipo lithium battery.
Okay.
That it's a lithium battery that people use on stock charging voltages.
Okay. Cool. That's what I need. Lithium power for stock charging voltage to put in my Trans Am, since I'm getting rid of all my AGMs. I had 200 pounds of AGM in my car, and yeah, I'd rather have 20 pounds of lithium in there for sure.
Yeah, Kyle Ernie makes a really nice battery. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're too familiar, Ernie Electrical.
Yeah, we had him on here talking about it.
Yeah.
One time.
It's on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are your amps. Where do people find those amps and whatnot?
So we have the major places right now that are carrying them are going to be Gately.com, RuthlessAudio.com, DropInHertz.com. I'm sure I'm missing, of course, Brand X is carrying them. Low Hertz Car Audio carries them. And then those are going to be the websites that you can find them on.
Okay. Do you have any local retailers or any kind of retailers that are?
I do, yeah.
Now?
If you are in Sacramento or in Oakland, Sacramento Ardent Audio carries them, Dia carries them. And then Oakland, Fab Boys Car Audio carries them in Oakland. And then also Gately does carry them in the shop as well at Gately Audio.
Yep. And my guess is if you mention that you're going to be at a show in Northern California and say, hey, would you be able to bring them by? Ben might just be able to stop by with them personally. I'm guessing.
I will for sure do that. 100%. Yeah.
Because there's a high probability he was already going to the show. So even if he doesn't compete,
as long as it's within
show up.
200 miles of my house, I'm probably going to the show.
Yeah.
And then major shows I'm going to drive to for sure. I'm hoping to have the hearse done by Sky High this year. Okay. Hoping. And then if it's done by Sky High, I will hopefully take it to Slamology.
Okay. I don't know if Slamology is going to have DB Drag again this year. We haven't heard anything yet. So, but there's other things you can do there along with, just participating at
right.
At that
I heard something about they stopped allowing car audio vehicles, so they're having like like a slam event for car audio vehicles or something?
Mm,
Because
Hmm, yeah, I haven't.
isn't it also like a slammed truck show?
no. So
Like slammed
no,
Slamology is just car audio.
is just car audio, and
Okay, yeah,
No,
for sure.
I think it started off as a car show.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? They
and
did have some cars out front the
yeah,
year I went. That's
yeah.
right. When I was wearing my
Okay,
slides.
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed up. As long if the Slamology is happening, there's a car audio
Mhm.
portion. I know it's huge. We
There is
wanted
going to
to.
be a car audio portion. There's also like
Vendor.
just like a regular car show. This place is huge. They have like a section cordoned off just for car audio. They even got a section for like stunt walls. Then they got this section for the car show out in the grass area. But yeah, I can definitely see the hearse, being up there with a lot of the car show cars as well. So
Um,
Yeah, it'll be
that'd be
fully
cool.
wrapped. This should look really nice.
uh, Justin Stolman mentions Autorama. That's going to be a big show. I mean, how many opportunities do you get that you're at a show where it gates over 30,000 people and you're right in front of the gate? So
Yeah, I for sure 100% will pull my hearse up for Autorama. Whether they
yep.
let me play it or not, will probably be a whole different story.
Oh no, we don't have those restrictions at Autorama anymore.
Oh, we don't?
Oh,
No,
nice.
that's so when I run the Autorama, I've got deals with the local sheriffs and all that I don't have to have those restrictions. So when you've been doing a show for over 20 years, you tend to get deals that work really well. So
Yeah, because it was kind of disappointing when they stopped doing that because that's what originally got me in was I had that classic Impala that I used to bring
mhm.
to some of the shows, and I had it at Autorama, and I heard the bass, and it was John Nolte, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I walked over there, and that's what got me into car audio.
Okay,
Was
Nice.
Autorama, yeah,
that's
because I
awesome.
took my Impala to Autorama, and then the actual show was at Autorama.
Right. Who is this here? Richard Ross asked, "Are you gonna try and bring it to Triple Fest?"
I've never even heard of Triple Fest.
So
That's in. Oh, you know what it is, Doug?
no, go ahead. Go ahead. You would have a
Oh,
better
it's
concept of it.
it's in Alabama,
Mhm.
Muscle Shoals area, and Nick Wright from Incriminator Audio throws it every year. It's I think around May, might be around April,
Yep.
May.
And we usually have him on to
Probably
talk
not,
about
just
it.
because the Sky High barbecue is in May.
I
Yep.
see.
Second week
And
of May, right? Is the Sky High?
yeah,
Mm.
So
probably
You
not.
got
Yeah, and the only show I would probably travel for, other than surf and Las Vegas, would probably be Slam, just because
mhm.
diesel fuel's so expensive. Getting that fucking hearse drag down there,
uh,
and then trying to drag it back, like it's just so much money in in fuel
fuel
costs.
only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just fuel before you pay
Hotel
for hotel
room,
rooms, food, and everything else.
and
Like
then
you're looking at
then all the
$4,000 in fuel, 3,000
Holy
in
crap!
right.
fuel.
Yeah, and then all the tickets you get for having a substance that's not legal in all states, and
Yeah,
But
never mind
definitely,
the stuff.
if you had a chance to do an event outside of the West Coast, Slam would probably be the best. Be the
That's what
best one.
I've
I'm
been
sure
told.
everyone would agree.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I've been told. So that's the goal, hopefully,
yeah,
if it's ready.
yeah. So I couldn't honestly tell you, because so I've been to Slam 3 times, but I've been there as a judge, um, you know, and as a judge, I don't see anything other than the venue and where I'm
Mm.
judging. So my last time at Slam, we did 113 cars for like 175 entries. So and we
Jesus.
did that all in one day. So
Wow.
when I'm doing that many cars, and we were done by 4:30. So when I'm doing that many cars, it's difficult to do anything else other than run the vehicles. You know.
It tells you how big the show is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
lot of attendance.
the reason that is so many people actually participate. Jeffrey? It's only
Oh, you
like
get a free class with your gate fee or
no.
something?
You get
No.
unlimited free classes. with your
Oh.
gate fee.
Yeah, you pay like one price, and you
And it's
can
not
like
even that
go to all
much.
the.
It's like $60 or something. I remember it
Wow, that's
wasn't
a
very
deal.
much.
Mm.
We don't do that with Autorama, obviously. Autorama doesn't do that. They charge a gate fee, and then we have our entry fee. And at least with Autorama, I've got the deal where if you pay the gate fee on Saturday, you don't have to pay it again on Sunday. So,
Oh,
um,
that's nice.
so we typically do. I think it's $60, and that gets you in both days and gets you one entry into one of the competitions. So, and then if you want to do multiple entries, then obviously you pay for the additional entries. But we usually do it as a 5X weekend. So you have a 2X on Saturday and a 3X on Sunday. So people that travel from other parts of the country can come in here and get 5 times points, and get a good chunk of their points they need for World Finals, which hopefully will be back on the West Coast again this year. So, which would be awesome. Celise and I have been talking a couple of venues. That doesn't mean we're having one on the West Coast, but we have been discussing venues as of lately. So
Nice.
that's all a good thing. But anyway, so tell us about the trials and tribulations of getting your own brand going of amplifiers.
The hardest part is definitely getting the contact information to the most reputable build houses for sure.
Mm-hmm.
People hold that information sacred. Even the people that gave it to me were like, "Don't give this to anybody."
Right.
So it's hard to even get in with the right people to even get it. But then you get the process going, and you're able to design what you want. But then once you get it, there's car audio. It seems like beyond any other hobby. There's a lot of people that want to see you fail, and there's a lot of people that are going to hate on your product. So you post it out, and you kind of got to defend it because people, if it's black in color, people are going to think it's a team pie and say it's a team pie, and you got to go in and you got to correct a lot of people. A lot of people in car audio speak with a lot of confidence, but don't know a whole lot. Like it seems like the people that don't know a whole lot speak with a lot of the most confidence, and you kind of have to be patient and be like, okay. But other than that, it's been really great. The local car audio community has been fantastic. Go to the shows. They show a lot of love out here for sure. 100%. I love this area for car audio.
Yeah.
The West Coast area.
So you also got to think too. Part of the of getting that, let's just say, Dunning-Kruger effect, or whatever that means. I'm not sure what that is. But you got to think too. One of the biggest challenges too. Once you do finally make a contact and you have agreed on what you're gonna do, you can't buy 5.
No, yeah,
so,
no, you can.
So you're dropping a big nut,
Yeah.
into whatever you're gonna do. I mean, and the thing is you can't. A lot of those companies, this is my experience in it, is you got to buy pallets and pallets of each thing, and you can't just buy like, okay, I want 2 pallets. One pallet being half 8500s, half 4500s, and another pallet, 400.1s or whatever it is. You can't split it up like that. You got to buy each model in a pallet quantities, and sometimes they even charge you for a full container, which is a 20-foot container you have to fill up to get your you have to make an order big enough to fill a 20-foot container just to get your order. So it's not like your local Joe Schmo guy that goes into a stereo shop and bitches about spending $1,500 is going to be able to start their own amp company or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a financial commitment.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely scary for sure.
Oh, it's super scary. Let's see what Jose says here. It's a way to describe how people with lack of knowledge overestimate their own competence. That's what he says.
That's the Dunning
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what he says. And so Ben, just so you know, so I actually got involved with the car audio industry by doing the same thing you did. I started my own line of subwoofers first, and then I went to amplifiers, and then I went to mids and highs. And to get started back when I started in 2000, so 22, 23 years ago, you would call the place that first it'd be impossible to figure out who they are, right? Just as you mentioned, people hold that information tight. Then you would call the place, and they would say, "I don't know who are you?" I knew it. Look at this, getting a call right in the middle of the show. Hold on a second. Custom.
I think it's the wifey. You got to take the trash out.
The middle of a podcast. All right. Anyway, you would call them up. They'd say, "I don't know what you're talking about. We don't do that here." And they would say, "Well, who gave you our number and who said we did this?" And you would have to give them 3 references. They would literally call each of those references. So you couldn't just have your buddy tell you. You would have to, whoever their main person is for that company would have to reference you. And they would call the references, and then they would call you back. "All right, yeah, okay, so you're good. Now let's talk about what you need to do." And then it was the same process you said, you buy 4 amplifiers or whatever, you get them in. They're expensive as hell because you airship them. So you have to fly them over the ocean, and they're expensive as hell. Your first 4 cost you so much money. And this doesn't even start going towards your balance of buying your container quantity. And then you send it back to them. "Oh, no, these are not the parts I want. I want these FETs. I want the and you make your adjustments to it. You send it to them, and then they send it back as another sample. That's one cool thing that's about SEMA and CES. You can use those opportunities to meet up with those manufacturers and get the stuff from them that you need too. And that's what I use those time frames for, and it worked out really well. It was a pain in the butt, but once you do get going, and once they've confirmed that you are who you say you are, and you show them a shit ton of money, because they don't do nothing without they're gonna send you a bank account number, and until it's deposited in
liquid
there.
wire transfers for sure. They want that liquid money.
Yes.
Luckily, it's not as bad as probably when you were doing it. When you were doing it, they probably wanted you to buy a whole shipping container of just 1 amp.
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I wanted the 8500s, I would have to buy a whole shipping container. Right.
Yeah, and then a whole container of the 45s,
and roughly, what's a container? How many amps is a container?
Containers well, it depends on the size of the amp, but if they're miscellaneous, probably somewhere around 500 to 700.
Yeah,
depending on the size of them.
So I think, I made a deal with them. I was able to buy a half container, and I think I was at 300. So I was able to buy mine in quantities of 300 per model.
That's about what it would take for an 8500. Is 300, because they put 33 of them on a pallet, and it would be 9 pallets to fill up the container. So it would be about 300.
Okay. Yeah.
To do a 20 container.
Yeah. So I think mine was 300 at the time. And then after I made my initial order and I was established with them, then I was able to mix my containers. But my initial container for every model, I had to, just like with baskets. Dude, you know how many freaking baskets it takes to fill a container? Good Lord.
A lot of that.
Because, I was doing subwoofers and stuff. If I wanted a custom basket, it was $10,000 for a 10-inch basket. And this is tooling, counts as 0 baskets. $10,000 for a 10-inch basket, $12,000 for a 12-inch, $18,000 for an 18-inch, and $15,000 for a 15-inch. That was just pure tooling. So, there's a lot of cost and a lot of risk that someone goes through to try and start their own company and start theirs. So, is this your own thing, or you got partners on this, or how's that work?
No, this is just mine.
Mm.
So I own this outright.
And do you have a wife?
Nope.
Oh, all right. So there's your new wife. Your company is your wife.
Yeah.
Pretty much replaced her. That's for sure.
Yeah. Tyler says hashtag Ben Money.
Ben Money. Now, you're just amplifiers at the moment, right? Are you gonna do you see yourself extending to woofers like Doug is talking about? Or?
Yeah, hopefully in the next couple years. I've talked to Jeff. Jeff is definitely down to help. Jeff
Talking about Jeff Vu? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
JBF Customs. And in any way that he can, he said. So if I did do a subwoofer, it wouldn't be an off-the-shelf subwoofer. It may be made in China, but it would be a design that was designed here. Building in America normally requires your facility like a DC Audio, incriminator facility where they can actually build subwoofers, sundown, and stuff like that. And the only person that I would trust to do that is Jeff here locally in Sacramento. And Jeff has his actual job that he goes to and stuff like that. He says for at least the next 10 years. So, and Jeff would be the only person that I would use. So I'd probably use something like Jeff's design and then have it built in China and then have it as budget friendly as possible, but also have it designed and tested and everything before put in production by Jeff himself, hopefully, when it does come time.
Yeah, I think I've seen Jeff with a couple of Ruthless audio amplifiers. I think he did a post on Facebook a while back.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of the Ruthless amps, right? Or
yep, 100%.
Yeah.
He's got two 4500s and two 8500s.
Nice.
Okay. No, Jeff Vu is another guy that's been a strong supporter of the car audio scene here in Northern California, along with the competitors. He goes out of his way to help competitors and gets recones and helps guys out with their stereos, and then shows up to shows supporting the event and gets drunk as hell. So. But he is absolutely a good dude. I like Jeff a lot. I still have his ring in the back seat of my car for World Finals from 2021. So
he won a ring,
and he never got it.
He never got it.
So as many people know that know Jeff, his father passed away shortly after the 2021 World Finals, and so he really kind of disappeared from the car audio scene for a solid 8 to 10 months. And anyway, I just haven't been able to get it to him yet. So it just sits in the back seat of my car waiting for Jeff to respond to one of my text messages, because I drive by him every single day. So
he's coming back, he says. So he's coming back this season to do a few things for sure.
No, he is. And I mean, he obviously he won a ring, so he knows what he's doing when he builds subwoofers and when he builds stereo systems. And so, he's another guy we wanted to have on here, and we were actually going to have him on here right before, his whole family issue stuff came up. So he kind of...
Yeah, his Steve Willis is the person that tested all the samples for us.
Oh, for your Ruthless audio stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's the one that ran all the burps and did all the testing for
And
those.
He's a multi-time world champion also.
Yeah, he is.
So
100%.
Yep. No, that definitely a good thing. Like I said, there's a lot of options out there for car audio and different things. It really depends on what you're looking for when you're looking for, like Kicker. You're going to get a brand, you're going to pay for it because they got a bunch of advertising. But you're going to get a brand and when people look at your system, they're going to go, oh, that's cool, that's Kicker. When you get a brand like Crossfire, people know Crossfire as, hey, that's a competitive brand, right? Sundown, another competitive brand. They look in your car and they see Ruthless, they're going to be more along the lines of, well, is that a flea market brand? And for now, they're just going to have to be educated, and that's another one of the really hard things.
Yeah, the
about being
growing
a
part
start.
for sure.
Yeah, being a startup.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the harder things is like getting the amps outside of California.
Yeah,
Because it's like inside the state of California, I know, so many people in the car audio scene, it's much easier to sell my amps at shows and to people that know that I'm reputable. It's becoming reputable to people outside of the state of California that I don't see every other weekend at a car audio show, pretty much.
yep. As Mel Valadez says, you got to build the brand, and that's not easy to do. And that's what he's talking about, going to Slamology and some of the other bigger shows for that reason.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping that if the hearse is done and it's playing and it looks the way that I want it to, that it will go to SEMA, hopefully.
Okay.
So that's the goal. The end goal for sure is always to get it to events like that.
No, absolutely. That's a good goal to have. So with just like I said, the car audio, one of the great things, there you go. He says the hearse should go viral at least. So when you start playing it, and do you have a YouTube that you're doing the hearse on or anything like that?
No, I should probably start one. But I just have the Instagram and the Facebook right now. I post videos on Facebook, but I need to get onto YouTube. But I mean, like I have friends at Gailey and stuff like that have pretty big YouTubes that can post. I'm not, Steve Mead volume of YouTube or anything like that, but
right.
Definitely enough to get it out there and hopefully get a lot of people to see it.
Yeah. So I mean, we're pretty happy with our YouTube views. We ended up getting just under 5,000 views last year, so that's pretty solid. A big deal for us was, even though we have 5,000 views, we had almost 32 hours of viewing. So that's phenomenal. That means people are watching us and they're sticking around and watching the whole show. So let's see. I have many of the same struggles with Lots of Watts known here, not so much everywhere else. And he said this show kind of helps. I'd recommend being a spinner. I think he means sponsor.
Oh.
I bet you want to be a spinner, Justin.
A spinner. Like a sign spinner?
Sure, Jeffrey. I'm sure you don't know what a spinner is.
Yeah, well, we definitely on sponsoring shows and giving back, doing what we can for sure. So definitely look for us to be a sponsor of some shows coming up.
That's cool.
100%.
Yeah. So with that, do you have, so another thing you're going to have, and Rusty will tell you all about this. I'm sure, Jeffrey will tell you about it even. You'll get some guy you've never, ever, ever heard of, and he'll tell you about how great he is. He'll send you an email and say he's making the baddest build you've ever seen. And the only way you're ever going to get your product out is if he is running it.
Yeah, I get that all the time, and I get, hey, can you sponsor my car? I have 2 Scar 15s in the back, but I go to car shows.
Yeah,
for sure. They're not talking about like, hey, can you partially sponsor? They're like, hey, can you like just send me an amp?
Right.
Like,
no.
Wow. And it's much
those days are pretty much gone, but
yeah, and it's way more difficult. Way more difficult as a small startup to be able to do that too. I mean,
yeah,
each one of those amps, people got to understand as a manufacturer or as a business owner, you're looking at each one of those amps as, okay, if I can sell this one amp right here, first off, you start with, okay, I need this much of that container. I have to sell that just to be even. And that's what we're looking at. Okay, I'm looking to get even. Okay, so I got this much left. Now, every one of those I sell means I could buy 1.5 new ones. And I guarantee in Ben's mind right now, he's not looking at, okay, how much money can I take out of each one of these amps I sell? That's if that's your mental process when you're starting a company like this, you'll never make money.
Mm-hmm.
That money has to be 100% going back into buying new product and getting new, because that's the only way you can survive is, you have to be willing to take a loss. And it's hard. I mean, I know guys that put up their houses, their cars, everything they own to go into business. So.
Oh yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, luckily I'm fortunate enough to have a day job where I pretty much work part-time and get paid pretty well.
Oh, good.
To do it. So I am able to dedicate quite a bit of time to the amp business, but also not depend on it for a paycheck to survive.
Right.
Yeah. So 100% of my profits go back into that company. 100%.
Yep. And when I started my Sonic FX subwoofers and stuff, 100% of everything for the first 3 years was designed to go back into the company.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be a long time before I catch a check from Ruthless Audio.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Dave Bradshaw wants to know, can you sponsor me, Ben? He has 2 Pile Pro 15s.
He's already been sponsored. He has a 8500.
Oh, he's already got one with his Pro Piles, huh?
Nice. Should see some numbers then pretty soon.
Yep. And then Justin Solman says, I got 4 DC subs. Can I get a hookup? Oh, wait, I already have Ruthless amps. So.
Sounds to me like you're off to a good start. You got these guys that are running your equipment already and, guys that go out to shows. So I say that's a good start.
Yeah, we got a couple big builds coming up that we're pretty excited about. Scott Boss, I don't know if you guys know Scott, but Scott's got 6 8500s and a stock Tahoe coming out in a 6 that should be pretty nasty that we're excited about. But there's definitely, hopefully we can get a good attendance up for Sky High for sure, of people that have Ruthless amps. That's my goal. So see if we can get them into people's hands beyond the state of California.
Yeah, I would say to expand and get name recognition, I would think Autorama would be a good goal for you too. Yeah,
I'll be there.
There's
for
just
sure.
So many people that walk through the gate, and we bring so much attention. I mean, we constantly have a crowd of 200 to 300 people at all times over there.
When is Autorama this year?
I think it's the last weekend of May.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so hopefully I'll have it ready for sure.
So
although I have a full, the full commercial canopy and everything for shows. I need to get a car that park underneath it.
All you need is a car to park underneath it, right?
Do they offer vendor space, Doug, to say manufacturers, or can Ben get a vendor spot there?
So the way the vendors work out there, the last time I asked, so inside of one of the buildings, I believe it's $2,000. If you were to sponsor the DB Drag, that would give you a vendor space outside at the DB Drag area, and that was $1,500. So, but that also puts your name on the trophies, and you end up being the DB Drag sponsor for the event. So, those are the different sponsors they offered. What is it? Surf City actually sponsored it for 2 years, Autorama, to try and help grow their show, and it worked great. Oh, he wants to know, is there a Ruthless float towel?
There should be.
Not yet. Probably get
Not
some.
yet.
I'm just telling you right now, Dave Bradshaw can make some because I know he's got a sublimation
Embroidery
machine.
place?
No, a sublimation.
Mm.
That works really well for the float towels. I do it too. So I mean, I'm just like I said, I just know Dave. Dave can do it too for you if you want just a couple or something. Dave might be able to help you out a little bit.
Owls.
Yeah.
There's a guy out in Texas here that floats comforters, like
Really?
big comforters. Yeah.
That'd be
A guy
cool
named
to
Jeff Gatlin. I think he's pretty local here to out in Dallas. So, man, get yourself some
heard it.
comforters. Yeah, Jeff Gatlin.
Tyler Louderbacker says, "I'll park my car for a sponsorship."
It might be Tyler Louderback's car that we take to Autorama if I can't get my
Oh,
horse done.
nice.
Dave Bradshaw wants to know, is there any other merch coming out?
Cool.
So maybe I have to see. Right now, I have. The only thing I wanted to do beyond this was sweatpants because I have like the beanies, the hats, the shirts. I wanted some sweatpants, but I don't know. It's definitely season's about to be over, but I don't know. If anybody can give me any good ideas, for sure, I'll definitely get some merch that people like 100%.
There's a guy here. Justin Stolman says there's a guy here that floats hoodies.
Floats hoodies.
You know, the hoodie shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeshi chiming in. Missed you at the Toys for Tots up in Sac. Yeshi, I know that's a drive for you. Oh, there you go. Dave Bradshaw says he wants some Ruthless Crocs.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll have to talk to.
And Tyler says 100%.
Crocs.
You know what? I think I think those were in my catalog this year for sublimation Crocs. I do think I saw those in there.
Yeah, I think they are. They're called knot Crocs, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, they're called knot Crocs, and you can put your print on them.
Yep.
I would be interested for sure.
I'll have to look, and Tyler says show the everybody, the viewers, your Crocs, because you must be wearing Crocs. Oh damn!
I thought those were racks of Crocs. There we go. I got some Crocs. That's what the kids are wearing these days.
Yep, with the charms. The one thing
With
I've
the
been seeing.
charms.
Have you seen the Croc charms?
Yeah,
The
they're just
giblets.
like. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're
People
called,
making
like,
money off of
giblets.
those.
Yeah, they do. They
Oh.
charge like $4 or $5 a piece for one of those.
Yeah, get your logo on one of those and then just put them all over your Crocs.
Well, I know Scythe Morrison had some like knot Crocs that he was able to put his base head logo on.
Gotcha.
That I bought. These ones right here. Those ones.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean by okay.
Yeah, so that I've been seeing that
so
in
I
my
know you
magazine
can
lately.
do it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I might be interested in doing that actually. Do some knot Crocs.
So, someday I'm gonna actually have to try a set of Crocs. You know, I hear they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they're great.
So
I wear them to work.
Well, you don't go anywhere for work. You said.
Oh no, I go out in the field for work. I just only go out from like 8 to noon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff knows I show up to Autorama in a full like dress slacks, my nice shirt, and then a pair of slides.
Pair of slides. I think you've trademarked that look at shows. So,
that's right.
I don't think...
Sam Dunn wants to know: do you run them in 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive?
2-wheel.
Sport mode.
Yeah.
Right.
If I got to put them in 4-wheel, it's because I'm fighting.
The Bejans, SQ Sounds, that's Tristan out of Bridgetown, Barbados, says he's been following your brand and it seems to be doing well. So I mean,
We're
there's
happy with it so far.
yeah.
We've only been in business for about tomorrow will be 1 month.
Okay.
Oh
It'll
wow.
be four weeks tomorrow. So
All right. Sam Dunn says it's because I'm classy that I wear slides at the show with my nice dress setup. Um, uh, Dave is pushing his brand all over his own personal page. So,
good.
yep. So I mean, there's an opportunity. Talk to Tristan and Tiffany, and you may have an opportunity to get into the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
They're always looking for quality brands that they can be the purveyor of. I don't know if they're brand full right now because that does happen with some shops.
Oh yeah.
There's only so many brands you can push.
There's only so many Korean amplifiers you can offer people. You got five brands of Korean amplifiers. It gets
Right.
pretty tough. For sure. Yeah. That's Dia's problem right now. Dia's the authorized dealer for everything on the nation, I think. Over at Art and Audio.
Apparently my wife's watching right now. She chimed in with he wears slides all the time. It's embarrassing.
That's how my girlfriend feels about my Crocs in public.
Yeah, I wear my slides for bowling, when we go shopping. Dude, I don't wear shoes if I don't have to. And I even take my slides off when I walk into my house because I don't like wearing shoes that much. So, but anyway, guys, hey, we're running up on the 1 hour. You want to hit them real quick, Jeffrey?
Sure. I'm going to ask you a question that we ask all of our guests. So basically, Ben, what is your definition of a bass head?
So my definition of a bass head would probably be anybody that makes sacrifices for bass. Whether it be your money, your time, whatever you may do, you're sacrificing something in your personal life that you could be doing something completely different, but instead you're dedicating it to bass. And if you're making that time in your life, and especially that money, to me, that makes you a bass head.
That's a different one we haven't heard before.
Sacrifice. You got to be more than the average person just listens to bass. You got to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
If you're going to be loud, and I mean, there's a lot of bass heads that don't care to be loud. They just, want to bang on, and that's fine. And that's where they spent their money and their time. But, a lot of these people, they spend a lot of money and they've invested a lot of their time into this. They definitely deserve the label of bass head for sure.
Yep. Tyler says you got to sacrifice that back seat.
Yeah, you do.
That's a must. Yeah. It's a requirement.
Brad Shell says you were practicing that answer in the mirror earlier today. All right, Jeffrey, what you got for a final thought, sir?
Well, it's Christmas time, and but
followed
everyone has we're coming up on the end of the year, and hope everyone's had a really good year, and have a really awesome Christmas. And I know a lot of the shows are kind of down right now because it's kind of the down season, right? It's cold right now, so you guys rest up. Shows are going to be popping up. Doug's probably got them all in the works right now.
I do.
So just kind of enjoy the downtime, and be ready come January, February, March, and we'll see you guys all then.
Yep. Moses Martinez says we got to catch up to those Texas folk on points. So apparently, according to him, I'm going to be running 4 to 5 shows a month.
That's a lot of the Texas guys are they're kind of holding their breath, waiting on what California does, believe it or not. So some of the guys are like, man, we're just kind of up on points right now, but I'm just waiting until Doug puts up all those shows every month. And I'm like, it's kind of, we got shows lined up, and just kind of, wait it out. We'll see what happens.
So speaking, real quick, Benjamin, where can they find you, find your stuff? How do they get a hold of you, your company, all that stuff?
ruthlessaudio.com. You can Facebook, Instagram, Ruthless Audio. Message me on Ruthless Audio. Message my personal Facebook page if you want to. Doesn't bother me. My phone number is also on the Ruthless Audio Facebook, or the phone number to the business account. And then, we do have a lot of dealers: Gately Audio, Drop-In Hertz, Low Hertz,
Okay.
Brand X. Lots of places you can get it for sure.
Okay. So.
Ernie Electrical actually just picked it up too, locally as well.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Arden Audio, Gately Audio, too. So, all right. So, and then for Jeffrey and I, just because the next 2 Mondays are New Year's Day, no, the day after New Year's Day, the second is Monday, and then
this coming Monday is
this
the
coming
day
after Christmas. And both of us are going to be traveling on both those days. So we are not going to have This Week in Car Audio for 2 consecutive weeks. And this is going to be the first time we've ever done that. And we're going to use that time. For me personally, I'm headed to Reno. I will be in Reno for both those occasions. So I will be there for that. But we will be back Monday the 9th, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And we'll have a whole group of people lined up for that. We may even get what's his name? Friend of the show. He just retired.
Caller.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. We may get Caller on here. For callers.
Yeah, we can ask him about this retirement. And
yes, I mean he truly retired. I mean, he's selling his truck. He's selling all the equipment. I mean, he's already sold most of it. So
it's a nice truck.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, and it does stupid numbers. Yeah. So anyway,
so I think he does like a 72 or something like that, doesn't it? What does it do? 72 or
70s? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he got a 73.5 out of it or something like that.
Wow.
So, which ain't too bad.
But just to kind of go on the 2 weeks that we're off,
yeah,
we got a whole library of past videos that people could watch, and
absolutely,
maybe you guys might have missed a week or so. Hey, I've probably missed 1 or 2 as well. But you guys can go check it out and catch yourself up on the shows. You guys can binge watch it like the kids do nowadays. And so just because we're off for next 2 weeks, hey, doesn't mean you can't get your fix. So
that's right. So we have on YouTube, we have them on Facebook, we have them on iTunes,
Spotify.
Apple, Spotify, iHeart, you name it, we're out there. You guys can download and listen to some of the other shows that we have done. You can look for your favorite guest. And if you guys do see one that you like or whatever, post a message on it. If one that you see, like it's a favorite guest of yours or something, and somebody you'd like to have back, Don Hebig will be coming back on here. We'll try and not talk over everybody's head when he's here again. But he said there's some stuff out there that people need to understand, and he's going to learn us all. So Don Hebig, he's got a bunch of family stuff going on right now with the holidays and whatnot and his work, but he's going to be settling up. My wife's flying out to Wichita on a week from today. That's why I'm not available, because I got to take my wife to the airport. So she'll be flying out to Wichita to visit with my daughter, and I'll be in Reno. So for Christmas, then I'll go back to Reno for New Year's, because some of us still have to work. But other than that, like I said, start looking for shows. I do know I'm going to put at least 1 show on in January and 1 show on in February, just to kind of keep the show system going. March, 1 or 2 shows, and then April 1, and then as soon as May hits, I'll be doing 3 to 4 shows a month. So California allows us to do multiple shows throughout the year, and that's really cool. I mean, not everybody has those opportunities. Similar with Dallas area where Jeffrey's at. But anyway, guys, I really thank you guys for tuning in this week. We won't be on the next 2 weeks, sorry to say, but we will be back on I believe it is January 9th. And you can tune back in. We'll be to season 3 because I do the seasons by the years. And so we'll be on season 3. So that'll be our 3rd year doing this thing. 2nd year for Jeffrey. Jeffrey's completed a full year now.
Wow.
So
where has the time gone? It just seemed like I was like a guest spot, and then now I'm like full on co-host. So
yeah. And Sam Dunn, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you guys.
Yes.
That's from him. Definitely. Same to everybody out there. Have a safe and Merry Christmas. Hope you guys all get all the subwoofers you guys can ever want.
Never enough. But
maybe a Ruthless amplifier or something like that, you know? So, you know, maybe some of you guys can make Ben's Christmas buy 10 of his amplifiers today.
That would make my Christmas for sure.
So, but anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Stolman Transport LLC, Lots of Watts, Pun Customs, Crossfire Car Audio. Without those people, it would be more difficult to put on the show. So we really appreciate our sponsors. If you guys get the opportunity to support the people that support us, you know, if you guys get the chance to purchase something and want to support somebody who supports the things you like to do, support the sponsors who support us. Like I said, once again, that's Puns Customs. That's Stolman Transport LLC, Lots of Watts Apparel, and Crossfire Car Audio. Tiffany and Tristan out there in the middle of the ocean there in not Trinidad, there on Barbados. They say
jealous.
I know. They
jealous
say,
of their weather right now.
Merry Christmas to you guys too. I'm sure you guys do Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that. They're 4 hours ahead of us on the West Coast because that Central Coast time don't matter. So they'll be seeing the New Year's well before us. And you know, like I said, have a happy and safe New Year. Try not to shoot your guns in the air. That's very common here in California.
Yeah.
It's dumb. But you know, hey guys, go out, have fun, be with your family, be thankful for what you guys do have. Not everybody does have the same thing you guys have. No matter how bad your life is, always remember there's somebody that's got it worse than you. Keep that in mind. Be thankful for what you got. Hopefully you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I intend to have a Happy New Year. And you guys can always hit us up on Facebook or probably Jeffrey on Instagram and TikTok and whatever else he does. You can hit me on the email, Stockton_Doug@hotmail.com. But the easiest and fastest way to get a hold of me is just message me on Facebook. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Ben, good job tonight. Jeffrey, great job as always, my friend. We will see you guys in 2 weeks at 5:30 p.m. That's California time, the only time that does matter. And we'll be back January 9th at 5:30 p.m. We are out of here. Thanks for tuning in.